Hello, my name is George Young, better known as Farming George. I farm here in South Essex in a village called Fobbing, and I describe myself as an agroecological farmer, which basically means that I farm with nature as like the key driver in everything that I do. So I am primarily a livestock farmer. I run beef cattle here, so a suckler herd. So we have got pedigree shorthorn cattle and pedigree red poles. I'm also hybridising those animals, so crossing them as well. And for me, having cattle, so specifically the type of animals called ruminants on the farm, is really, really important. So we're in my herd of spring calvers here. So all of these girls are just about to start calving. This is actually the matriarch of the herd, lovely cow 101. And these are kind of a really critical part to how I'm actually managing the farm. For me, they're the most kind of vital tool in revitalising the soil and getting the life back in the soil just by dint of how their guts work, by the fact they're the ruminants. And they really kind of convert the grass into obviously dung, cow poo. We've got 13 species of dung beetles here on the farm so far. I'm hoping to get a load more. But obviously they're a great kind of builder of further ecosystems. So the cows are just brilliant. I've had cows here on the farm now for 3.5 years, and they have 100% changed the feel of the farm and make it a much more tactile and enjoyable place to be. So back in around about 2017, I was walking around certain parts of my farm and I just had this idea of saying, well, actually, I want to make sure that I can connect my entire farm together with a section of wild habitat to make sure that my animals have, the wildlife in the farm has always got somewhere to go, to ensure that seeds that get dropped on the farm have the opportunity to grow. And this sort of idea really grew, and I started doing a lot of planning around it and ended up designating some of my own money to make a start on that project. With the work that I've been doing here, kind of making sure that nature's got a real good home and lots of habitat for them here, we're seeing quite a few migratory birds coming in. We're seeing a massive influx of birds of prey. And I always think that's a great sort of farming way of seeing when stuff is happening. So I call it farmer science, but saying, well, you're not going to have your birds of prey unless you've got all the trophic layers beneath that. So we're really seeing a massive uptick in sort of voles and field mice. So we're seeing this whole kind of build in the biodiversity on the farm, which is really exciting. I've been kind of consciously working on this project for around about 2.5 years, and over that time, the sort of designated funds from National Highways have paid for a large amount of fencing, so to fence this wild area off and allow it to be grazed as its own separate thing. We've also done, just in this winter just gone, we've done 4 kilometres of hedging, so brand new hedges going in, which they're going to be fantastic when they grow. And we've also installed a load of culverts, so these are pipes going in ditches to ensure that livestock and animals can cross both sides of the ditch. And then we've also got a load more really exciting work happening over the next 12 months. We've got, I think it's around about 3.5 hectares of native orchards going in. We've also got a ton of ponds going in, so 6 brand new ponds across the farm, and I might add a couple more elsewhere as well. But I'm trying to link this pond together with a load of other ponds to make sure we can kind of leapfrog all the different animals and wildlife that like using water across the farm and really kind of bolster those species across the farm. All of this creates that connectivity through the middle of my farm that I've been after for the past 7 years, and seeing it now that I'm actually putting that infrastructure in place, already seeing the changes in the wildlife and the habitat on the farm, and knowing that that is going to dynamically carry on changing over the coming decades of my life is so incredibly exciting. And quite frankly, the designated funds from National Highways has been just absolutely fantastic.